Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another PS4 jailbreak video. So, user 15432 over on GBA Temp has released a method to be able to run the jailbreak on 13.0 with the Blu-ray drive. So, you can actually jailbreak the PS4 with a Blu-ray disc now on firmware 13.0. But this method involves requiring the PlayStation Vue jailbreak to actually set this up. So, you need to use a previous jailbreak to be able to enable this jailbreak by effectively unpatching the Blu-ray exploit itself to allow it to be used on 13.0. That's the general idea here. Now, obviously, PlayStation Vue would be the superior exploit, but the advantage of also having a Blu-ray jailbreak that you can use on 13.0 is the fact that it can be used offline, whereas the PlayStation Vue jailbreak requires a network connection. So at least you have another way to jailbreak the console on 13.0 if you're offline. Plus also, if the PlayStation Vue jailbreak stops working because the application gets updated or the save file gets reset, then you have a backup method that you can use to jailbreak, and then you'll be able to reinstall the PlayStation Vue jailbreak from there. So there's definitely some benefits to enabling a second jailbreak option on 13.0, and I'm going to show you here how you can get this set up. Now, this is still in pretty early stages here, but I'm just going to show you the actual method itself. So, to get this installed, the first thing we need to do is run the PlayStation Vue jailbreak. So make sure you have that already set up to get your console jailbroken and Gold Hen loaded. If you don't already have the PlayStation Vue jailbreak set up, I do have a full beginner's guide, which I'll leave linked down in the video description. But as you can see, we are now up and running here with Gold Hen on our 13.0 console. So once we have that enabled, we can switch on over to the computer and download the files we need for the Blu-ray jailbreak. So we can download this zip file here from this post from 15432 over on GBA Temp. So we download the zip file, then we can open up this zip file and extract the two files. We've got a jar file and the ISO file. So for the ISO file, we need to burn that onto a Blu-ray disc. So simply go ahead and insert a blank or rewritable Blu-ray disc into your Blu-ray burner, and then use software like Image Burn on your computer to write that image file to the disc. So you select Write Image File to Disk, drag and drop the ISO file into Image Burn, or click the button to browse for it manually, and then simply click on the right button to write the image file to the disk and wait for that to complete. Now, once you have the image burned to the Blu-ray disc, you can eject that Blu-ray disc and insert it into your PS4. Okay, and this is what it looks like with the disc inserted, but it will not work at the moment just as is. We're going to head over to the Gold Hen settings up here, and then go down to the server settings and enable the FTP server, and note down the IP address and port number that show up in this notification. Obviously, you need to be connected to your local network, and you want your computer to also be connected to the same network so you can connect via FTP. You can also use PS4 Explorer Home application and copy the files over via a USB drive if you want to. Although there can be permissions issues when you copy things over with PS4 Explorer, so I would still recommend using FTP. So we're going to open up an FTP client on our computer like FileZilla here, and then enter the IP address of your PS4 in the host box, and then the port number is 2121 and quick connect, which will connect you over to your console. So from here, we want to go down into the System EEX directory and then the app folder. And then we're going to scroll down to the Blu-ray folder, which is the NPXS 20113. Go into that folder and then BDJ stack, and then the lib folder, and then ext. This is where we need to be. Now we want to write our jar file into this location. However, the system partitions are protected. They do not have write access enabled by default with the FTP server that's built into Gold Hen. So we need to enable that with a custom command. You can do this by just right-clicking here in the log at the top and then select the option to enter a custom command. And then the command is just mtrw. So mtrw in uppercase characters. Click OK. It should say Command OK. And now we should be able to copy our jar file here from our desktop over to this location. And it is now copied in there. Also, make sure your transfer settings for transfer type is set on binary. Otherwise, it might fail to copy over the file. So that's how you get things copied over there, and that's literally it. That's the only step you need to do to enable this. So now that we've used the PSVue jailbreak to actually enable the Blu-ray jailbreak, we should now be able to jailbreak from scratch using the Blu-ray disc. So to test this, I'm going to restart the console so that we are no longer running the jailbreak. And now we'll try and jailbreak using the Blu-ray disc. Okay, so I've rebooted the console. Now we are no longer running Gold Hen. As you can see, we can also disable the internet connection, the network connection, which will stop the PSVue jailbreak from working. And as you'll see here, I am indeed on firmware 13.0. So let's go ahead and give this a try. We run the Blu-ray disc, and here we go. So it says, press X to load Gold Hen using the poop exploit. So we'll press X, and there we go. Success. That was pretty fast as well. So it copies. I do in fact have a USB drive plugged in that has Gold Hen on it. But you wouldn't have to do that, because when you were loading the PSVue jailbreak, you should already have goldhen payload.bin copied to the data folder automatically with PSVue from the first time you loaded it. So you shouldn't have to worry about putting Goldhen on the USB. But as you can see, we have the jailbreak up and running. So I'll just go ahead and press the PS button and then close out of the Blu-ray disc. So there we go. We are up and running with the Blu-ray jailbreak on 13.0. We have the jailbreak running. Of course, you can also go into the settings and enable the BD app auto kill function, which will automatically close the disc player once the jailbreak is loaded, once Goldhen is loaded, so that it will be like PSVue that automatically closes itself. You can basically enable that on the Blu-ray disc as well to load it up faster the next time. But yeah, we are completely offline, as you can see here. We are not connected to our network. View connection status. It's all off. There is no IP address, which means PSVue is not going to work. So we would not be able to load the PSVue jailbreak right now without a network connection. You can see it just gets stuck on the PSVue logo. It doesn't go any further. So that's what happens when you're not connected to the internet. But even though we are not connected to the internet, we have a backup method of loading the jailbreak that we can use on 13.0 through the Blu-ray disc. But we do have to enable that jailbreak through the use of PSVue initially. So you need the PSVue jailbreak just to be able to jailbreak the console. So you can enable the FTP function to copy the jar file that is needed to unlock the Blu-ray jailbreak. So yeah, just a quick video there. A pretty interesting development if you're on firmware 13.0 and you just want to have more than one option for jailbreaking. Especially since the PSVue jailbreak can be a bit flaky, with the fact that it requires a network connection. If the app gets updated, you cannot jailbreak with it. If the save file gets reset, you cannot jailbreak with it either. So there's quite a few situations that can happen where the PSVue jailbreak can stop working, and then you're kind of in a bind if you're in that situation where you're no longer able to jailbreak the console. Whereas in this case, you could just load this Blu-ray jailbreak, get back up and running with the jailbreak, and then you can use the package installer within Goldhen to be able to reinstall the correct version of the PSVue application and copy the download 0.dat file and the save file over again to reinstall PSVue if it does get reset. You have a backup method that you can use for that. So definitely worthwhile setting this up if you're on 13.0 and you do happen to have a Blu-ray disc and Blu-ray burner available. So anyway, that's going to do it here for this video. Thanks to 15432 for releasing this method, making it available for 13.0 users. So hope you guys enjoyed this one or found the information useful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. And as always, I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one.